Hello everybody, welcome back to Road to Master. I hope you're all having an amazing day. We're starting off with the white pieces against an 1867 from France. Yeah, we'll play the Scotch. In fact, you know what? We'll play the Scotch Gambit because I'm feeling like not being boring today. This is very interesting. Bishop b4 check. I believe the correct move is c3. And after takes, the correct move, I believe, is actually b takes c3. Which is very strange because you would expect knight takes c3. But the compensation you get from kicking the bishop away with the tempo and the various threats you get on the queen are, I believe, worth it. So I think we could go queen d5 here, but queen e7 stops any threats. And it's important to note this bishop is covered by the knight as well. So, bishop g5 is probably a valid idea. f6, queen d5, queen e7. And then we probably just drop the bishop back. d3, castles, e6, bishop e6 is a bit annoying. So I think we're just going to castle here. There is no immediate attacks we can do, but we have some very nice bishops right off the bat, so I'm not particularly worried. d6 is probably the way to play this. Knight there seems sketchy, to be honest. I think it's fine. I don't think there's any sacrifices because they always have g6 as a move. Knight g6 also works. But we could have a look at going knight g5, castles with a queen h5. h6, bishop takes actually is very nice. Knight g5, castles, queen h5. h6, only way to stop it. And then we would go knight takes instead. Yeah, we would go knight takes instead. Then they would try some trick, and then we have knight takes h6, I believe is the way to play it. This knight's covered by the bishop as well, and there is potential for bishop takes h6 after all of that stuff that we just discussed. So we'll go queen h5. Very simple immediate threats. Lots of attacking pieces all at once. They're a bit underdeveloped. And this is probably the drawback of getting this bishop on a5. There is no bishop e7 to sort of try defend or anything. This knight always sort of wants to go to f6. Just to stop any stupid queen attacks, I think, is the way to play it. But yeah, we'll see what happens, because we don't know the future. We don't know the future at all. Anything can happen. And probably will, to be honest. Probably will happen, knowing our luck. Knight e5 doesn't obviously work because of queen h7. I'm not sure what I'm on about. h6, knight takes is the way to play it. Bishop takes looks good. But you've got the combined threat and it doesn't really work. You know, bishop g7, they can take with the knight and then take, or take the knight first. No, not take. Yeah, you'd have to take the bishop first. So we'll go knight takes. With the threat of the discovered attack, you've got a double check here. Some nasty stuff going on. There's some nasty stuff going on. And we are up a pawn. This bishop is under attack if they decide to move this knight. I'm pretty happy, to be honest. I am pretty darn happy. They decide to take. Probably smart. Probably smart. Do we take with the bishop or the queen? That is the question. We probably take with the queen, right? Probably take with the queen. And then we just live being a pawn up. And up the exchange, I guess. I don't think taking with the bishop does anything good for us. Although bishop g6, yeah, just knight takes. So we take with the queen. Do we take with the queen? Do we take with the queen? I think we have to take with the queen, right? Realistically. I don't think there's any takes ideas. If we take with the bishop, there's still no takes ideas. Yeah, so we'll take with the queen with check. And at least we'll get a check out of it as well. We're a bit underdeveloped, but then again, so are they. Yeah, that's the only move they had. The only move they had. Cool. We can have a look at this and see if it does anything. But unfortunately, I don't think it does. Because the king's like remarkably safe on g7. Because this knight's covering the g6, which we've had some problems with. I don't want to get anything else out too early. I also don't want to be a victim of a nasty fork either. So maybe f4 is the move. Maybe f4 is the move. We give them a check, but king h1's not the end of the world, right? It's not the end of the world. I think the most important thing is covering this bishop. Is the most important thing at the minute. It would be nice to get a rook lift, and then there definitely is some bishop take ideas going on. That's not really doing anything, to be honest. I'm fine with that. We could go for a rook g3. They might find that hard to stop, actually. Yeah, they might find that relatively hard to stop, to be fair. I don't mind it. It's a risky one going for the immediate rook lift. But I really don't mind it at all. I don't mind it. I don't know how many times I'm going to say I don't mind it. Yeah, they throw in the check. And then just king h1. We knew that was happening. So I'm not too worried about that. And just rook g3 is the play. They're going to struggle to do things about it because their rook's just undeveloped. You know, you can either trade queens or save the bishop, really, because that doesn't seem right. Okay. So you're looking for a... No, queen g8 doesn't work, though. Surely I can just go rook g3. Works, right? I don't know what king h7 was doing at all. You're looking for a g5. G5 can't work either. Just rook g3, right? I think rook g3 is fine. I think it's fine. It's a bit of a basic attack, but most things are. Most things are. The problem happens when you have multiple pieces going on the same attack. We can look for now an e5. And yeah, they're gonna stop that. They're gonna not. Yeah, they are going to manage to stop it. Going down a piece, I think, with a very awkward position. Actually, yeah, because no, bishop f5 after e5. Yeah, so maybe we want. Ooh, no, but we still got this fork problem. Still have this fork problem. Okay. It's fine. Can we just go bishop e6? No, I don't think so. Not really. e5, bishop there, takes. Pawn takes. Oh, then think about bishop a3 maybe? No, but then we're getting kicked potentially with a rook f8. And our weakened king isn't looking too nice. Yeah, I need to think of something fast. Fast. We could think about a knight there. But bishop covers. Ah, you go queen there. Ah, very nice. I like it. Instead of rook there, you go queen there because the queen covers the diagonal. This bishop's still covering this diagonal. You go there with the bishop. Okay. I don't hate it. We can continue our plan though, right? We can ignore that. Go for the sacrifice. Takes there. Pawn takes only move, mate. Right? That works. That works, right? I think it works. I hope it works because we've done it now. But yeah, I think that's quite tidy. And we just go there. Yeah. Surely. 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 I think that's mate. I hope it is. I hope we've done enough puzzles to realise a mate in 2. Then there. Yes! It always scares me. It always really scares me when you've got a little break where it didn't announces checkmate. And you're just like, have I done something wrong? I think we definitely got a brilliancy with that knight move there. Let's have a look. That was brutal. That was all out from the start. 91.2 with 2 brilliant moves. I bet they're in a row as well. I bet they're in a row. That's beautiful. So we have a Scotch. Apparently this is the London defense. Scotch Gambit. C3, I believe, is the best move. Takes, and then B takes C is the best move. For reason that we saw this bishop slightly misplaced. And we still have the basic attacks that we get from the Scotch. So, fair enough. Castles, perfect. Yeah, you don't want to be rushing in too quickly. Unless it's a concrete line, you know. Focus on development. That's something I've struggled to learn, but I think I'm getting the grip of at the minute. Yeah, knight e7's a mistake. You need this queen covering stuff. Knight f6, f6 are perfectly fine defenses, I believe. Probably knight f6 is slightly better. But yeah, castles and then queen h5 is brutal. This is always a good defensive move if you're stuck against like the Scotch Gambit or something. Knight e5's always quite good. Yes, it can potentially get kicked out with an f. Apparently not. Because it is black's turn. Apparently that's a miss though. You can sack that. Knight takes, knight takes. Oh, you get the bishop at the end. Yeah, I should have seen that. Duh. Anyway, queen h5. Yeah, like we saw, it's kind of unstoppable. Knight takes is the better variation. For reasons we discussed, you can take with the bishop. Sure. Rook takes is playable. King over there is fine. You've got too many pieces under attack, I think, and it's just, yeah, not ideal. Not ideal. But if you actually can be bothered, you know, this is potentially playable. It's obviously a bit more dubious. Knight takes, rook takes, and bishop takes is actually the better move. Bishop takes is the better move. The difference is because... I don't know. Oh, have you got bishop g5? No, but then knight takes back. f4? f4? That's wild. You're just looking for d3? d3 doesn't do anything, surely, though. That's a wild one. But queen f7 is what we did, which is fine. Still a 2.3. Bishop takes is a 2.9, by the way. So, not much in it. f4 is a good move. You know, when they're undeveloped and the king's, like, open, is usually a good idea to try open it up a bit more just to keep launching attacks forward. Put the pressure on. This rook lift is a good idea, I believe. Rook g3, not the best. It wanted this knight maneuver. But you can't do this knight maneuver until the rook moves. So, yeah. Knight d2, apparently not the best. It wanted f5. f5, you're walking into all of these ideas, though. I'm not a fan, to be honest. There must be something concrete here that I'm missing. Oh, knight takes e7. And you just trade... Wow, that got very wild very quickly. Oh my gosh, I'm not calculating all of that out. Knight f3, there's the first brilliancy. The reason we saw the best move is to trade off queens, apparently. At which point, do I still have this? Do I still have this? Oh, but then knight h8. Ooh, that looks nasty, though. And then queen takes, knight takes there. What's the consensus on this queen move? Inaccuracy. What's the best? Rook f3? I guess you still have the same ideas, and you're asking a question with the bishop. Bishop h4? Then takes queen. That's wild to me. That's very wild to me. I'm not sure. But knight g5 is a beautiful finish, really. And you just see the power of this bishop here on c4, which is the whole point of the Scotch Gambit, is to get this early bishop with a potentially weakened king. So, you know, I think this is a full-fledged Scotch Gambit game. I think this is, it's almost definition, you know. And I'm proud of it, to be honest. The double brilliant move, not something you get every day. You've got to see the tactic up to the end, and luckily we did. Not with their best move though, which put some interesting variations in the mix. But they got a bit greedy. They wanted their material back, and yeah, that's that. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. Please like if you liked. Please subscribe if you really liked, and I'll catch you guys all tomorrow. Bye bye.